This is one of my favorite topics lately, and I really want you guys to hear why this stuff is so good. So you may have seen or haven't seen information that I've posted about Alkalime. Alkalime is a supplement that balances your pH. It helps with stomach, it helps with stomach discomforts, and it's just really, really good for you. So this is why. So why would I want to balance my pH? Let's just talk about what pH is of your body. So there are different levels of acid and alkaline that your body needs to have. And your metabolism is supposed to be certain ways, your digestive tract, all the organs, all the bones, everything has to have a pH balance, okay? Everybody's body is different, and everybody's body needs something specific for themselves. So not everybody has to be a certain level. There are some certainties about our body that everybody has. For example, your small intestine needs to be at a specific pH that is less acidic. And your small intestine is the gateway to your health. And this is what really resonates with pretty much everybody because it affects every single person, no matter where your pH is supposed to be. Your small intestine is part of your gut. The small intestine's job is to take the nutrients of the food that you have eaten and absorb it into your bloodstream to give you fuel to repair, literally that's how you use what you eat. So your small intestine's job is to literally give you the nutrition that you need in order to live, to repair everything. So when your small intestine is off and not working right, you're going to have maybe acute symptoms or chronic symptoms that show that the small intestine is not working properly. The number one reason why people's small intestine is not working properly is because it's too acidic. This specific organ needs to have a more alkaline, balanced pH. If it's too acidic, it doesn't work right and it inflames. Now, this is where we start to get into the issues that can be caused because our small intestine is inflamed. Understanding the health, the diagnosis of so many different things is really the foundation of understanding how your small intestine needs to be and how it works and what it does for your body. This is like key 101 for health. And once you understand this, once you monitor this, you will have so many avenues of healing for yourself that is so important. Your small intestine has little villi that are in the wall. So it's a small intestine's little wall, but it has these little finger villi, okay? And in between them, they literally look like fingers, your body takes the nutrients in through these and it absorbs into your bloodstream. When your small intestine is inflamed, the gaps in between the villi actually shrink and there's less ability to be able to bring in the nutrients and suck it into your bloodstream. If you don't get your nutrients into your bloodstream, you're not getting fed what your body needs in order to grow, repair, and function. So if your small intestine has inflammation or even chronic inflammation, which is really going to swell that, you can't get anything in. So when you're eating, you're not really absorbing what you need. So you're going to be more fatigued, you're going to have brain fog, you're going to have all those things. Your stomach, your small intestine literally dictates every single part of your body. And most people do not realize this. So, and if it gets too inflamed, it can actually affect your joints and your mobility, your muscles, because your body knows it needs nutrition. So if it's inflamed, it's not getting the stuff from the small intestine. It's going to bring in toxins and whatever it can find into your bloodstream, to your joints, etc., because it knows it needs something. So this is key to the essence of your life, okay? So if your small intestine is inflamed and too acidic, it's going to do these things. So in order to keep your health the way you need it to be, you need to keep it alkaline. How can you do this? Well, you can Google foods that are alkaline, because obviously the best way to help yourself is through foods. And you can Google foods that are more acidic. Now, the typical worldwide diet would include sugars, caffeines, baked goods, etc. Those are all acidic. Nightshades are acidic, so that would be garlic, onions, tomatoes, peppers, I'm not saying these things are good for you, but they do raise your acid levels. And, fried foods, anything that's a preservative, a dye, any of those things, they all have acid rising abilities, and they will. Dairy, all those things. They cause inflammation, which can inflame your body, but it also can inflame your digestive system. So those foods are hard to avoid for many people. And if you don't avoid them, you're just continuing to add inflammation to your digestive tract, whether or not you're sensitive to these foods or not. Excuse me. So, you can try to avoid those, but sometimes that's really, really hard. And then when you eat those foods, how do you bring back your acid? You can take Alkalime. Alkalime balances your pH. Now, everybody is different again, and everybody needs different levels. This naturally balances it for your body. So there are some things that you can take for your pH that will force your body to be at a certain level. We don't want to force your body to be where it's not supposed to be. So this Alkalime will actually just naturally do that. I love this supplement, just like everything else with Young Living. It is plant-based. It's only made through plants, so there's no synthetics that's going to rise your acidity. And it's plants, and your body uses that and understands plants. It doesn't have to wonder what it is. It just naturally uses it. So this is really easy to use. By the way, signs that your stomach, your small intestine is inflamed would be brain fog, chronic fatigue. Yes, other things can be like that. But again, your nourishment, all this, the vitamins, all the minerals, everything that goes to all your organs to help them function starts with your small intestine. So you may have a thyroid issue, you may have brain fog, you may have all these things that I'm going to describe in a second, but the foundation of it starts with, is your small intestine too acidic? Because you fix that and help support that routinely, consistently, the other things can get what they need, and you will see improvement. That's the thing, is we treat these other things, but what is that underlying cause? What is that thing that's really starting it? That's where we really need to get into understanding the health of our body. So small intestines, main things, if your small intestine is really overwhelmed, you're going to have joint pain, you're going to have muscle pain, you're going to have, people will have eczema, and they'll have redness of skin, they'll have rashes, breakouts, acne, all those things. Those are when your small intestine is very, very chronically inflamed. If you are eating something and your nose starts running, if you have a lot of sinus concerns, if you bloat when you eat, or you feel discomfort when you eat certain foods, if you become very, very gassy, etc., those things are all things with your small intestine. It's amazing. And again, think about this and process this. Your small intestine is how your body gets your nutrients. If it's not working well, then you're not going to get your nutrients. So in my mind and my understanding of the small intestine, in order to improve your health, what is the number one location you can start and should be starting? It's your small intestine. Your small intestine. It's amazing. It's very simple. So for my clients, my members, I suggest taking Alkalime 3 times a week. So what about your age, So anybody from basically a 1-year-old all the way to whatever age, I would suggest doing this. And it's very simple. You just take a glass of water, and you take your supplement, and they come in packages too, if you like little packets better. And you take about a teaspoon, and you just put it in the 4 to 6 ounces of water, and it fizzes, so it's satisfying. And you let it fizz for about a minute, and then you drink it. And this is most effective when you drink this in after dinner, nighttime, when you're about 90 minutes after you eat, because then your digestive tract has broken down all the food and it's gone through your system, so it's just going to work and help and balance out that muscle tissue, that stomach acid, all those things, and go through your digestive tract and just help and balance and reward your system and help with the levels of inflammation. So this I would do 4 times a week, no matter your health, because foods are constantly balancing our acidity. So this is another thing. So your food can be like that, but also what else causes a lot of acidity that people don't realize? It's your stress. So if you are chronically stressed, or you have anxiety, all these things, that is actually telling your body too that if your anxiety is really high, your small intestine is inflamed. That's that brain-gut connection. So if your emotions are really hard to combat and you really struggle and you're constantly working on your emotions, that also means that this is probably out of balance. So if you are somebody that just needs that stress support, Balancing your pH, again, is another way to help that. And it all comes together as one. So again, the essence and the foundation of like, Steph, where do I start to really get my health together? Or I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z, sleep and fatigue and digestive issues and, aches and pains. Where do I start? This is where I start, and this is so helpful, and it will help everybody. So again, 1-year-old all the way to any age. For a 1-year-old, maybe you could do it once a week, but just sprinkle it in their water and have them drink it. So what if they're a baby and they have skin issues, or you can tell they have digestive issues, or they have food sensitivities? Then what? Food sensitivities come from your small intestine, by the way, when your small intestine is too inflamed because it's too acidic, because those foods that we are sensitive to are all high acid producing foods, including peanuts and nuts and all those things. So what do we need to do? We need to go down to the small intestine and help that out so that it can heal and relax and have that relief, so that then all the food can go into the nutrition into your body and you can actually have what you need. So what would you do for an infant to 1 year old? I would actually, when you're bathing them, sprinkle it in their water, because your pores absorb what you need. So those are some really helpful things, and I hope that you really think about this. If you have questions, just let me know. So it's everything from your anxiety to your thought process to your skin to your joints to, chronic inflammation. But also, again, without your small intestine, you cannot live. You need that organ to absorb everything. And this is the foundation of your health. So keeping that pH at a healthy level will improve your life, will improve who you are. And that is what really matters. Something else to consider is pathogens and toxins. Pathogens, fungus, bacteria, viruses, parasites, and toxins, any type of chemical, any heavy metal, environmental stuff, literally just things that are not meant to be in your body. Synthetics, dyes, preservatives, all those things, they flourish in an acidic body. So, the toxins and the chemicals, etc., they're not living, but when they are in your system, the viruses, the parasites, the bacteria, the funguses, the microbes, all those things feed off of those, and they flourish more when they're around, and all those things thrive in an acidic environment. If you take down the acid levels, those things cannot thrive as well. So we're not only talking about digestive health, but we're talking about overall health of your body. That is critical. Also, cancer and majority of the diseases that you can have cannot live or maintain themselves in acidic bodies. It just works.